Hello everybody, this is a quick Forex analysis for Thursday, April the 8th. I had originally said that I was going to be doing periodic updates to my weekly analysis this week, and unfortunately never really got around to it. So let's talk about what's happened today. So we had some pretty good numbers pop out of the UK today, some only so-so numbers out of Europe, and then we had the US miss its employment forecast. However, Greece is still a big problem, and in fact, borrowing costs for Greece are flying through the roof. That has caused Euro this week to push, or let's just say weaken substantially across the week. However, as you can see, and I'll zoom in here, we have got a very hard bounce in the Euro, and in this instance, this is Euro dollar. We got a very hard bounce off, mostly as a result of the weak employment numbers out of the US. There is a saying in the markets, and the saying goes that if you don't know who the fool is, then it's probably you. Now, here's the thing. Spain and Portugal are starting to see borrowing costs for them rise as well on renewed fears that they are going to end up going the way of Greece. In other words, Greece, the whole issue with Greece is starting to have a trickle effect across the whole entire Eurozone. So this bounce off, and it's somewhat of a significant bounce off, in my opinion, amounts to short-term retail traders being played the fool. This move that's happening now is almost certainly going to be ending very, very soon. If not today, then without question going into tomorrow, as these borrowing costs for Greece start to become a bigger deal within the markets. Not only that, but we are now hitting a situation where going into next week, there's going to be renewed pressure on the pound, which, let's flip over to pound dollar, which you can see has bounced off hard, and pound yen, which in some ways is worse because of the situation that we have now with China and the yuan. There has been enormous pressure on China to allow the yuan to appreciate some, and they are giving into that. There is no question that a strengthening yuan is also going to cause a strengthening yen. So because there's no question of the correlation happening, this strong bounce off and this sudden strong increase in strength in the pound is in a lot of ways a fool's bet. And the reason why I say that it's in a lot of ways a fool's bet is that going into next week, when the UK political situation starts to come more to a head, and the likelihood of a Labour victory or not a Labour victory, but the likelihood that the Tories will not carry a strong majority starts to become more of a reality, the pound is likely to lose even more value, on top of the fact that we've got a weakening Eurozone, which is going to weigh on the pound, on top of the fact that weakening Eurozone is going to cause a strengthening dollar, and then we've got strengthening yen on top of it because of the situation with China and strengthening yuan. My point is that this elevated level of strength that we've seen in the pound over the past couple of weeks is about to come to a very abrupt and probably very sharp end. Mostly due to fundamentals relating to Eurozone and the dollar, but also partly relating to the political situation in the UK itself. So, what am I saying? What I'm saying is that if you have longs in pound currencies, I would consider very, very tight profit margins or profit targets and exiting those in relatively short order. Then look for and watch for the turnaround in the pound to occur. My very strong suspicion is that the yen is going to turn around and shift direction, probably, very, very soon into the new trading day tomorrow. Euro strength may hold out for the whole entire day today, but going into Friday, that's probably going to turn around, and certainly going into next week, it's going to start turning around somewhat sharply. Likewise with the pound, and like I said, dollar and yen, almost without question, are going to be strengthening up, probably somewhat firmly here into the final trading day of this week and into next week. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment in the box below.